walk in a military manner with a regular measured tread. That is the definition of march. Marching is used in the military, but also marching bands, whether them being a part of the military or not. It is the music that these bands play and the songs that soldiers sing that I will be focusing on. The main aspects of great marches are their rhythm, their melody and harmony, and their significance. In my opinion, the march with the strongest underlying beat is the Sacred War. Picture the scene. The Soviet Union has just been invaded by Germany. The Soviets are being overwhelmed, outmaneuvered, and killed en masse. But that did not demoralize them necessarily. It angered them. As said in the Sacred War, it caused them to boil over like a wave. The snare and bass drum and footsteps of the soldiers lands every quarter note, creating a deafening sound in some versions. When making a march's underlying beat, it should be well defined, just like in the Sacred War, with the percussion clearly highlighting it. However, there is one small flaw with the Sacred War. The 3/4 time signature that is used does not line up with human anatomy. You see, we have 2 feet, and when marching, it is useful for there to be an even amount of beats per bar. The way to fix this without fundamentally changing the song is to alter the time signature to 6/8 and lower the tempo. This allows for an even amount of steps per bar, creating a more satisfying marching experience. Now moving on to a much lighter march, I present Rule Britannia to you. It begins with a very lively melody that showcases several runs. The harmony follows this chaotic melody very well, creating a feeling of cohesion right off the bat. From there, we are introduced to the main melody, which I'm sure you have all heard. It uses the classic 1-4 progression that the British love to use, which then follows into a chromatic climb from the 3rd to the 5th, with the melody descending from the 4th to the 7th. After that, the melody and harmony ascend together to the 5th, before resolving. This progression is flawless, especially with how it's orchestrated. It creates an air of awe, beauty, and power, symbolic of the British Empire. And as a march, it works just as well. Just by raising the tempo and making the snare more involved, it becomes almost like any other march, just like that, other than the excellent melody and chord progression, of course. Now let's hear from our special guest of this video, who just so happens to be British. What do you have to say? Thank you very much for your contribution. Now let's move on to the rest of the video. Sacred War and Rule Britannia both have their own significance, but in my opinion, the next example tops them in that aspect. The third and final example I have chosen was written during the time of great disunity, a time when brother went against brother, a time of civil war. The American Civil War saw the United States crack into 2 pieces, one with the belief that slavery, subordination to the superior race, is a natural and normal condition, while the other sought after unity, with the image of a truly free nation pushing them onwards. The latter being the Union created from itself an inspiring march known as the Battle Hymn of the Republic. Its significance in American and world history is massive, and that all stems from its core meaning. The Battle Hymn of the Republic represents the North's unyielding courage and determination to fight slavery and preserve their country. With some of the strongest lyrics in any song, such as he died to make men holy, let us die to make men free. It is easy to prove this point. Say what you want about the religious undertones, but at the end of the day, this march represents the will of those to do what is moral and just for the sake of it being moral and just. This march does have a glory that transfigures you and me. The keys to a great march are having a strong and stable rhythm to march to, excellent harmony and unforgettable melodies, and of course, if you wish for the march to be immortalized, it must have a bold and powerful message. If you are planning on writing your own march, I implore you to study these masterpieces in more detail, this video simply being a stepping stone. Thank you for watching.